Alright, yo, what's up? My name is Patrouski, and today we're going to take on the insane task that is ranking all Gen 2 shiny Pokemon. Now, I thought for quite a while, whether to continue from this list or whether to make a new one. I think I'm going to go ahead and continue from this one because I like the idea of having one ultimate shiny tier list at the end that is obviously objectively correct. Now, jokes aside, everything I'm going to talk about today and everything I'm going to mention is just my opinions. I really like shiny hunting. I really love shinies. These are the feelings and thoughts that I've developed over thousands and thousands of hours of doing so. They're not better or right than yours. They're just from a fantasy, differently colored creatures. Is it that serious? Yeah, I don't know. To some, I get it. I love it a lot too, but we're going to go ahead and jump into it. Chikorita, first thing first, is kind of a weird one. Their whole line is kind of interesting. I think base Chikorita is probably one of the better ones within the evolution line, or at least maybe Bayleaf. I kind of like the darker coloring on Bayleaf. So if I'm going to do this properly, and this is kind of being nice, I'm going to put Bayleaf here. Probably Chikorita the same tier. I think these are same tier. I think Meganium gets less pod. I think that's fair. I think that's reasonable. You guys can always disagree with me down in the comments. And make sure to bring a nice little snack or beverage. Little Mountain Dew Zero today. Because this is probably going to be a long video. These are usually pretty long, long discussion-based. Just fun little casual memers. This is also great because Johto's coming up. So Johto's coming up with PokeMMO, so this is the perfect timing to put out a Gen 2 video. Hopefully this comes out before Johto. It should come around the same time, if not at least at that time. So we'll see how it goes. Now Cyndaquil. Cyndaquil is a little more interesting to me. Typhlosion is also pretty underrated in my opinion. I wish the color was a little darker on it. It almost gets to like a pinkish shade, which is pretty interesting on its actual like torso and the backside, the back mane, I guess. It's a tough one on where to place them, though. I think Quilava is by far the worst one out of those three at less pod. I think Cyndaquil is going to go... Man, Cyndaquil and Typhlosion probably both get Pog. It's probably fair. If you think about it, obviously my tiers are very hilarious. We have Pog, I am Pogging, Poggers, Pog, Poggish, Less Pog, and Dan's Game. If you want to think about it in a different way, it could be, A, B, C, D, E, and then F. Dan's Game's F. So F tier, and then you have to think about it like that. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Totodile. Totodile's line is, I like the brighter blue, but once again, it's not like the craziest change in the world, but it is a lighter blue that is actually super relevant. I'm probably going to put Totodile similar to Cyndaquil, I think. Probably very similar, actually, with this line in terms of the situations. I probably put Feraligatr, actually. This is going to be a weird one. I think Croconaw and Totodile will go up here. And then I think Feraligatr goes a tier down. Yeah, funnily enough, I'm a huge fan of Croconaw's design. Feraligatr, the nerd neck is a little too much for me. I don't know why. It's hard for me to, I don't know. It's not the craziest, coolest thing to me. Anyways, moving on to Shiny Sentret. Shiny Sentret, really not for me. I respect it's a pretty interesting, cool change. I'll give it the respect it deserves and put it in Pogdish, but it's really not for me is what I'd say. Furret is a really cool shiny. I totally understand why anyone would want to hunt this. It's super interesting. One of the few pink shinies. Man, where should it go? Pog is where I'm thinking. I don't think it's quite Poggers tier. Yeah, no, definitely not Poggers tier. I'll put it in Pog, though. I think it's a fantastic shiny. I think it's exactly where Furret belongs. Pog is super solid. What is that? B tier? C tier? I mean, it's C tier. It seems harsh. I think what happens is I love so many shiny Pokemon that a lot of these, I guess this is more S tier. Pogging is definitely more of an S tier, more of a God tier sort of situation. Very few Pokemon belong here. So think about it like S tier, A tier, B tier, C tier, D tier, F tier, I guess. Probably the best way to think about it. I just love most of these. I think any shiny that is in Poggish or above, it's safe to say that I like. I think any shiny that is in Poggish or above, it's safe to say that one day maybe I'll even hunt it. I think shinies that are in less Pog, that's when you sort of get to the area of like, these are shinies I just straight up don't really like. Less Pog and Dan's Game and stuff, which is kind of funny because I kind of do like Marowak, but it's still there, so I don't know. Could be cleaned up at some point. Moving on to Hoot, the Gold Owl. It's not bad. It's super forgotten about. Noctowl is kind of trash, though. Noctowl is kind of gross. I think I want to put Noctowl in Dan's Game. I really don't like Noctowl. Ladybuzz shiny is up there with Pog. I think it's super, not Ladybuzz, Hoot. Hoodoo the gold owl. I think it's super underrated. That's pretty nuts. Hoodoo being B tier. Yeah, I mean, I think that makes sense to me. It's pretty nuts, but it's just a super solid, beautiful gold. Ladybug, Letty-In. I'm a huge supporter of Ladybug and Letty-In enjoyers. I wish more people would like them. I like the blue eyes on Letty-In. It's pretty coolish, but even with everything, yeah, no, I can't. I mean, I gotta be honest. Ladybug, less pog. Letty-In is in pog-ish. That's the best I can do. Now, Spinarak and Ariados. These shinies are really, really, both of them are incredible. Super, 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 super underrated. I am not biased in any way by the fact that I recently won a Spinarak catching event and won a really good IV shiny Spinarak. No, I would never do that. Absolutely not. Let's go ahead and move Spinarak up to probably Pog tier. I don't think it's quite Poggers tier. I think Ariados is in the same tier. I think that's the tough thing. I don't know whether to evolve mine or not, because I think they're both in the same tier. I think they're both in Pog. I think that's super accurate. Okay, Crobat. I really wish I could like Crobat a little more. I think it's really tough for me. I think it's a weird looking shine. I just hate the green. I really, really hate the green on the wing. I think it's really, really foul. Like actually grotesque. I like the pink. I like the other stuff going on, but man, the wings, those wings really, really deter me. I'll put it in Pogish. I think, yeah, like I think it's on par with like Golbat, maybe a little worse. Yeah, that's, yeah, kind of brutal, but maybe down a tier. I'm trying to think. As if Drowsy, I guess Hypno's up there. I think it's down a tier. I think that's. I won't be able to sleep at night unless I properly rank it at less pod. Yeah, no, that is definitely the more accurate. Chinchou, pretty easy, less pod, not a great shiny. Lantern, fucking gorgeous. We love the late purple shinies, okay? The purple shinies, I mean, minimum pog tier, I feel like. I feel like it is just at pog tier, though. You could even make an argument for Pogish. There's a lot of decent shinies in Pogish. Maybe I should move it down to Pogish. No, I think it's good enough for Pog, though. I could see arguments for this being down in Pogish, though. I think the purple is a little lighter, which I'm not a huge. I wish a little darker, honestly, but that's okay. Pichu barely changes Dan's game. Idly Buff barely changes Dan's game. Togepi barely changes Dan's game. Cleffa still has the really cute little ear change. Where is Cleffa? They're probably up here, right? I've come to really like Clefairy and Clefable. I think they are actually pretty interesting and unique shinies. Where are they at? I actually like can't find them on my list. You guys probably see them and are like yelling like, "Oh, it's over there!" You know, Dora behind the mountain. They're right here in Pogish. Okay, I think Pogish is fair. That'd be what, FD tier? Is that really C tier? That's really solid. Yeah, no, they're C tier. Yeah, that's super accurate. Okay, super accurate, super solid. Definitely want to give them a solid C tier. Togetic barely changes. Plus, Dan's game. Natu and Zatsu are also probably. I will say the orange. Okay, these sprites don't do them the best justice. In PokeMMO, the orange looks a lot better. I'm gonna move them up to less pog. I really wish I could move these up to like C tier. I think if the orange looked better on like these, it's really tough. Maybe not to. I like the simplicity of it, up to C tier and Zatu down to D tier. I think that's fair. I think that's accurate for me. Moving on to Mareep, Flaffy, Ampharos. Everybody loves these shinies. I mean, they're pretty nice. They're pretty cool. Mareep, we're gonna take up to Pog or Pogish is the question. I think it is Pog. I think Mareep is Pog tier. That I think Flaffy is going to end up Pogish to less Pog. I think Flaffy's honestly underrated. We'll at least give it Pogish. I like the little green gem on it a ton. And then Ampharos, definitely more of an Ampharos fan than a Flaffy. I think Ampharos goes Poggers. Crazily enough, yeah. I think Ampharos takes the lead over Mareep, in my opinion, for sure. I really like Ampharos' design as a base Pokemon, let alone it being a shiny, which I think it's really interesting, really a unique take on like a 3-line Pokemon. So I think it's pretty cool. Blossom, I love shiny Blossom. It goes to Poggers to me. It's straight up, it's very common in PokeMMO because shiny Gloom is a very common one. You'll often see the people getting them from special attack EV training, and it's a very common ×5 horde right next to a PC. But man, is it beautiful. And then Marl. Okay, we got a lot of Poggers, like incredible shinies popping up. Marl's up there. Marl's up there in Poggers tier. It's one of the best shinies in my opinion. This mint green is like so unique and it's so beautiful. I'm a huge fan of Marl. It's a really good shiny. Azumarill, I really don't like as much. Funnily enough, it's still a really cool shiny. I probably do want one of each at some point. I could even see arguments to bring this down to Pogish. Honestly, I kind of might do so. It is definitely not nearly as good as Maril. I'll keep it there for now, but it's low tier in the Pog tier. It definitely could be down to Pogish. Sudowoodo. I love Sudowoodo as a Pokemon. The fact that it has, you know, Rockhead, Woodhammer, and Rockhead Head Smash, I believe. Just a really funny move pool. Really, really interesting Pokemon. I probably can only put it as high as Pog tier, but I'm actually gonna squeeze its way up there for sure. Politoed, an absolutely gorgeous, shiny, beautiful Pokemon. Probably Poggers tier. Like, the issue is, like, I want to put it lower because of how popular it is, because I'm an absolutely dirty, degenerate hipster. But I think it is Poggers tier. It's a frog. Everybody loves the Froge. Now, probably my hottest take of the entire stream, the entire video, Hoppip, S tier. Hoppip is S tier. Hoppip is Pog. I am Pogging tier. One of the few Pokemon being added to it. It's hard to explain why I like Hoppip. I like that. I like the monochromatic green that they sort of do with Hoppip and Oddish. And I like its dumb little smile, little kitty ears. I think Hoppip is just a really cool Pokemon. Really, 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 really underrated. I like that it spins its little leaves to fly, and that's why it's a flying type. Yeah, no, I think it has some really cool memes that it gets really forgotten for. Skiploom is giga underrated. As someone who fucking gives Hoppip a ton of love, I don't give Skiploom enough love, and for that, Skiploom is going to get all the way up to Poggers. Jumpluff, this is going to drive a lot of people insane because I think Jumpluff is also a great shiny, but it's definitely below Hoppip for me. Does Jumpluff belong in Poggers or in Pog? Ooh, that's sort of the question. Or maybe Skiploom even goes down here. No, I'm pretty sure that I would consider... I feel like I would consider like Jumpluff my least favorite out of the three, which is crazy to say. It's a great shiny. I think they both just belong up here. Yeah, I love that line. Hoppip shiny line is an absolutely fantastic one. Shiny Apom. Man, Gen 2 has some banger shinies. Shiny Apom, I think, might be up here with Poggers as well. Absolutely gorgeous. Absolutely stunningly beautiful. I'm a huge, huge fan of Shiny Apom. The pink on that, no, yeah, that's Poggers. Absolutely. It's A tier. A tier, A tier, A tier. Sunkern. I actually really like Shiny Sunkern. It's not the best shiny in the world, but I really like Sunkern, and I think it's really... I don't know. I think it adds the perfect little amount. Can I put it in Poggers tier and be able to sleep at night? Yeah, I think I actually can. Now, unfortunately, Sunflora, I don't like nearly as much. I like the Pokemon a ton, but the shiny, I don't like nearly as much. Like, nearly as much. Probably Poggish, maybe even less Pog. Probably less Pog. What a jump from Sunkern and Poggers to Sunflora all the way down in less Pog. That is pretty nuts. It's tough. It's tough to justify. I want to be honest with everything. Yanma. I mean, it's at least Poggers, right? Yanma it's a stunning shiny. Yanma and Yanmega both have incredible shinies. Yanma is a very, very cool Pokemon. One of the few Pokemon with the speed boost ability. I wish it was more viable in NU. I love the idea of like a speed boost Yanma type hacking away in NU. But unfortunately, Stealth Rocks obliterates it. Being, taking 50% on the switch into Stealth Rocks is just pretty brutal. I'm about to piss a lot of people off with Wooper. Wooper is still a solid shiny. I assume I'm going to piss people off, but it's not nearly as good as the boy Quagsire. I think one of the most interesting personality tests you can do is ask someone, hey, what do you prefer more, shiny Wooper or shiny Quagsire? And if you ask me, it's not even close. It's shiny Quagsire all day. Honestly, this could get moved down to here. Yeah, I think it might. Poggish. What is that? S-A-B-C. C tier for Wooper? Yeah, that's only fair. Only fair. C tier for Wooper, A tier for Quagsire. Sounds accurate to me personally. Alright, moving on to Espeon and Umbreon, the evolutions of Gen 2. Both great shinies. Espeon is one you either love or you hate. I feel like a lot of people are very, 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 very mixed on Espeon. But I think I put Espeon in A tier, aka Poggers. Where is Vaporeon at? That's kind of what really I guess sways for me. Yeah, Vaporeon's up here as well. I think Vaporeon's the best evolution, but I think Espeon is like on the same tier, but lower on that same tier. Umbreon, a lot of people, once again, are going to be, not happy about this. I think Umbreon's a great shiny as well. Like, don't get me wrong. I almost want to put it... Umbreon is high Pog tier. It is high B tier, okay? At least keep that in mind when I say Pog tier and everything. I think it's I think it's a great shiny. I think it's a little too simple for me, but obviously that's the point. I like simplicity on some, so I don't know, who cares? Shiny Murkrow. Anyway, moving on. I really hate Murkrow as a Pokemon. I despise Murkrow's design. I hate the stupid little hat on it. It actually just annoys me. I'm really not a fan of Shiny Murkrow, but it's a beautiful shiny. I love Shiny Murkrow's like actual colors and everything. Murkrow as a Pokemon, not for me by any means, but Shiny Murkrow is undeniably pretty fantastically gorgeous. Now, is it A tier gorgeous? Probably not. I'm probably going to bring it down to B tier, but it's still gorgeous, and nonetheless, don't let that get you twisted. Shiny Slowking, it's not good, man. I really don't like Shiny Slowking. Less Pog for sure. Misdrevious. If someone told me, hey, Shiny Misdrevious is my favorite shiny in all of Pokemon, I would respond with, oh, dude, I could totally see that. That makes a lot of sense. I super respect that. But me personally, I don't really love the colors on Shiny Misdrevious. It's somewhere around like less Pog to Pogish. I think it's less Pog. It's just not for me. It's a personal preference thing. It's not for me. It's not bad. I think if someone told me, oh, Misdrevious, I'd be like, oh, you know what? That's honestly a based like good pick. But at the same time, it's just not for me. Okay. Shiny Unknown. There's so fucking many here. I'm not going to rank them all. I'm probably just going to rank one. Where is this P? I think this might be P. I'll go ahead and rank P or question mark or something. I like this one a lot, honestly. Like the circular ones as well are pretty cool. So I don't know which Unknown to rank. We'll do the question mark because it's funny. Shiny Unknown question mark. One of the better single encounter hunts in PokeMMO. It's really, really tough and annoying to do, but it's honestly a great hunt. I wouldn't quite put it in Poggers. I wouldn't quite put it in A tier. I think B tier is super solid for Mr. Unknown. Now, moving down. Shiny Wobbuffet. Wobbuffet, I do not like as a Pokemon, like pretty much at all. It's really annoying. But it's a great shiny, beautiful shiny. Poggers tier for sure. Been hunting that one for a little bit. Girafarig, an underrated one. I think this is definitely like a B to C tier shiny. Shiny Girafarig is super, super underrated. I really like the little blue spikes on it. There's a really good ×3 spot that is split between Girafarig and Houndour at nighttime if you use Leppas at that spot. It's a really cool shiny hunting location within PokeMMO. Now, Pineco and Fortress. Dude, Fortress has got to go in Dance Game. Absolutely foul. I hate this washed out, disgusting look. I feel like Shiny Pineco looks better in PokeMMO than versus this image. I feel like it looks more orange versus this washed out brown. I want to have hope for Pineco, but I'm going to put him here for now. But he honestly could be higher, could be lower. That's a tough one. That's honestly a tough one. Shiny Dunsparce. I really like Dunsparce. Shiny Dunsparce is fantastic. It's not like great, but it's good. It's good, I'd say. S tier, A tier, B tier. I'd say Dunsparce is C tier, around with Wooper. I think that's super accurate. Dunsparce hanging out with Whoops down in the C tier, down in the Pogish makes a lot of sense. Gligar. Gligar is very similar to Misdrevious, where if someone told me, hey, my favorite shiny is Gligar, I'd be like, oh, that's a pretty fucking cool pick. I super get that. But at the same time, its blue doesn't really hit me. It's like a weird, like, in-between blue. It's not as dark as it should be. It's not as light as it could be. It's kind of like in this weird, like, what's with the blue, man? Why you got that blue color? It's a strange shade of blue. I think for that, it goes C tier, which is kind of crazy. It could be B tier. C tier is still, I still love like all these C tier shinies. Like, I think that's the harsh reality of this list is like, there's just going to be so many shinies that end up in like a S, A, B, C. Yeah. Like all these shinies in C tier are still like pretty good, like Cleffa, Hitmonlee, like, Alakazam, like Caterpie, Butterfree I'd be very happy with. Like there's a lot of great shinies here that I consider, C tier, that I would still be really happy to get. So keep that in mind. Steelix. Steelix and Onix are tough. I really want to like them. I really do, man. I think Steelix is a little better than Onix. We'll put it in Pogish. I think Steelix is a little better. But once again, it's kind of pushing it. Onix and Steel... Man, I love their animations. That's one of my favorite things about that goes underrated with them is like Onix's animation of like the spinning rocks and everything. But man, their shinies are super missed. Granbull is disgusting. Get that out of here. I love the Pokemon, but I hate the shiny. Snubbull is a really cool, surprisingly rare shiny in PokeMMO. We'll see if they end up changing this and giving it actual like ×3 or ×5 encounter, like horde sort of situation in Johto. It's very, very possible. We'll give it B tier, Pog tier. Super solid shiny, just super great. Quillfish. Underrated, beautiful purple goodness. Probably going in Pog tier, probably going in B tier. I could see arguments for A tier. I think if we're going off, like, I think it gets B tier for the Pokemon design. I'm not a huge fan of Quellfish's, like, look. If it was just off the shiny, it'd probably go A tier. But once again, this is an accumulation of all of my thoughts, all of my feelings regarding the Pokemon, regarding, you know, history with the Pokemon, shiny looks, visuals, experience, which is why Scizor gets the Dans. Yeah, no, I'm just kidding. As much as I hate Scizor in competitive play and everything, it's not fair and it's not just to put it in Dan's game just because it is my most hated Pokemon. As tempting as it is, if I'm being super honest with myself and we're like getting rid of, we're still calculating it, but we're also calculating how it looks. I think Scizor ends up being here. Someone actually commented on one of my previous videos, or Green Cat Kid, my favorite PokeMMO streamer, Green Cat Kid. He talked about how my hate for Scizor got in the way of my Scyther rating, and I actually disagree. I actually really like Scyther. Scyther and Scizor to me are extremely different Pokemon. Scizor, very annoying and broken OU Pokemon, very tough to deal with. You need a very specific thing. If they answer that specific thing, you're kind of out of luck. If you don't have that specific thing built onto your team, you're kind of out of luck. Scyther is a bug flying type that gets obliterated by Stealth Rocks. There's no heavy boots in the game. Scyther's a very balanced NU Pokemon. I kind of wish it was more played. I have no qualms with it. Actually, I love Scyther. Its shiny is just not good. That's the real TLDR. All right. Can you guys guess where I'm putting Shuckle? I know this might be the biggest shocker of the entire video, but it's obviously S tier. It's obviously the best Pokemon. It's obviously the best shiny. It's obviously the best thing that man has ever created. All right, moving on. Shiny Heracross. Gorgeous. I mean, shiny Heracross goes poggers right up there with Pinsir. Up there with Pinsir. Same exact tier. Same exact tier. Shiny Sneasel. Shiny Sneasel's a cool one. One I haven't really thought about hunting too much. Definitely B tier. I think it's super solid. Yeah, super great shiny. Teddiursa and Ursaring. I think Teddiursa gets the B tier right next to Sneasel. Yeah, I think it's super solid. Ursaring. Ursaring, in my opinion, is a better shiny than Teddiursa. But does it belong up an entire new tier? Probably not. They're probably on the same tier. The fucked up thing is, like, obviously I'm not ordering these, like, perfect or whatever, but I'd probably put Ursaring as high B tier and, like, Teddiursa as, like, mid B tier, if that matters. I'd probably put... It's kind of tempting to put Ursaring up one, not gonna lie. I just don't love Ursaring's design as a Pokemon. Competitively, Ursaring's a very fun, very interesting Pokemon, but looks-wise, it's just a bear. Okay, anyway, Slugma. Slugma and Magcargo are really, really cool shinies. Wow, Gen 2 is honestly shocking me. I'm not going to lie. There's a lot of fantastic. We're almost done. This went way faster than I expected. Slugma. Man, Slugma I think goes B tier. Pog. Magcargo, however, goes A tier. I am a Magcargo over Slugma enjoyer. Once again, obviously, you see a lot of purple up here. Really good litmus test of a personality of a person. Do you prefer Magcargo or do you prefer Slugma? That's more of a, you know, either answer is correct because they're just both beautiful, unique shinies. However, Quagsire versus Wooper, Quagsire is the correct choice. Don't get me wrong. Moving on to shiny Swinub. I have a friend who absolutely loves Swinub, and I love that someone thinks about this little guinea pig boy, and that makes me really happy. Its shiny is kind of not great. It's probably going down to Poggish, unfortunately, but I love the Pokemon, and I love that I have a friend who loves the little guinea pig boy in Swinub. I think that is super, super cute. Little piggy Pokemon. Okay, Piloswine. Where does this go? Piloswine, probably around the same tier as Swinub, maybe up a tier. What is that B tier though? Nah, it's not B tier. Yeah, Piloswine's definitely C tier, sitting there with Swinub. I think that's super accurate. Corsola, stunning forgotten shiny. Stunning forgotten shiny. I want to say B tier. Could argue A for a different person. Not for me though. It's going B tier for me. Remoraid. Remoraid has this weird washed out pink, weird washed out purple. It's definitely C tier, I think. I think that's super fair. Octillery, man, what is happening here? What are you doing? I like Octillery's design as a Pokemon a ton. It's not just a squid to me. It has a little more personality. Cause like the fucking Octazooka and the weird mouth and the eyes. I think the eyes, you have a lot of emotion. It's kind of like drowsy. Octillery's an EP boy is essentially what it comes down to. Shiny Delibird. I almost want to put it in Pogheim. I almost want to bring Delibird to S tier. I love shiny Delibird. I love the idea of some way to hunt it properly once Johto comes out. That'll be awesome. I don't think it's quite S tier. I think it is still A tier, but it's a high A tier for me. It's a great shiny. I really have come to like shiny Mantine. I think it's super underrated. I'm probably going to put it in B tier, in Pog tier. Shiny Mantine is super awesome. Shiny Starmie. Shiny Starmie, I probably like more because it is rare, and that intrigues me. I do love the green on it, and there's a lot of history behind it. If I just judged it on visuals, it'd probably be more to like C tier, but I think based on everything else, it does get ranked up a tier, up to B tier, up to Pog. So we're going to grab shiny Houndour. Houndour and Houndoom. Now, Houndoom looks way darker in game, and the Houndour looks a little more lighter, like kind of here. I'm probably going to put Houndour in C tier, which might upset some people. I really do like Houndoom a lot more, though. Houndoom is going to go up to B tier. At the very least, don't worry, Houndoom does get a B tier. It's a really beautiful shiny. I like the design of the Pokemon. Kingdra, another purple boy, which was a little darker B to... Is Kingdra really A? I feel like most Pokemon, the more time I spend with them, the more I come to like them, and the more I come to enjoy their shinies and appreciate the positives within them. I think Kingdra might be one of the few Pokemon where the more time I've spent with it, the more time I shiny hunt Wailmer and I occasionally see a Kingdra, I'm like, man, I really hope I don't get a shiny Kingdra. Not that it's not a good shiny, it got B tier, but it's just not what I want, and it's, I don't know, a little annoying to me. Fanpy. I also have a friend who absolutely adores shiny Fanpy. They collect shiny Fanpy. In game, they have tons and tons of shiny Fanpys. Probably more than anyone on the PokeMMO servers, like by far. I think they have like 20 or something shiny Fanpys. They have an OT shiny Fanpy. But dude, what do you see in it? I love you so much, Dusty Bunny. If you're watching this, you're incredible. You're a very talented friend and player. But man, I'm gonna put it in less Pog. And like honestly, maybe it goes up one tier, but does it really belong to be in the... Nah, dude, I gotta put it here. I gotta be able to sleep at night. I gotta be able to accurately assess things. And this is like kind of being nice to it. I'm gonna be honest, man. I'm sorry. Okay, moving Donphan up. Donphan is pretty cool. Not the craziest, probably C tier. I think Donphan's a solid C tier shiny Pokemon. I think it's interesting. Not great, not perfect, not cool, not... But it's neat. It's good. It's okay. Porygon 2. Shiny Porygon 2. This is a tough one. Original Porygon is also in here. I can see Porygon going up to A tier. I do really like Porygon, honestly. I'm kind of surprised I put it in B tier looking back. I think there's just a lot of blue shinies in here. So is Ammonite and Omastar and stuff. I guess you can only have so many like A tiers. I feel like A tier seems to be like shiny Pokemon that look incredible that I also have some sort of attachment to. I have like emotional attachment to pretty much every Pokemon in A tier versus... B tier are more so like beautiful shinies that I don't really have much of an attachment to. Spinarak is probably one that'll move up to A tier very soon once I spend more time with my prize shiny. Stantler. This is a super underrated Pokemon. I love Stantler so fucking much. Underrated Pokemon, underrated shiny. Still gets B tier for that, but I mean, super underrated. Go shiny hunt some Stantlers, fellas. Smeargle. I really don't like the look of shiny Smeargle. It's fine. Obviously, it's a different, paint tipped tail. It's kind of whatever. It's not for me. Tyrogue is really interesting. Tyrogue has like a silver body, which is pretty freaking interesting. I'll definitely probably put it in B or C. Ooh, it's kind of tough. I feel like it's more C tier to me, but it's a really good shiny. I don't have enough emotional attachment to it, but it's a really nice shiny. Actually, I think it gets B tier alone off looks. Yeah, B tier alone. Hitmontop. Smoochum is gonna get like... I think Smoochum goes in C tier. I kind of like the little color changes. Okay, Hitmontop. Hitmontop's a really cool looking shiny. Probably the same tier as Tyrogue. I almost want to put it one tier higher, but it's not A tier. I think they're both B tier. I think that's super fair. Okay, I can't even notice a change on Elekid. That literally could be just like the non-shiny sprite, and I'm getting trolled on this list, and I just don't know. Magby, I also hate the color change of. Actually, we'll give Magby at least less power. I like it's a little closer to orange. That's a little interesting to me. I don't hate that. Miltank. S tier. Pog, I am Pog. We've had 3 new Pokemon added to the Pog, I am Pogging tier list for Gen 2 so far, which is really, really cool. Miltank is like, if I were to do another egg shunt, which if you don't know, an egg shunt in PokeMMO is something that takes like 6 to 18 months. It costs hundreds of millions of Pokemon. It's a very expensive, very long-term journey. If I were to do another egg shunt, it would be for Miltank. Hopefully they add a different way to hunt it. In Johto, that's kind of my goal and my hope, but we shall see. Shiny Blissey, I actually like it's kind of like Magby. The lighter color change is kind of interesting. So we're gonna put it in like D tier. It's not quite F tier, but it's not great, right? Raikou. So once again, whenever legendaries come up, I have to preface, I am not someone who looks at legendary Pokemon or shiny legendaries pretty much ever, if at all. I'm not really familiar with these sprites, with these looks. I don't use legendary Pokemon. I play PokeMMO mostly. All of my thousands of hours of shiny hunting is in PokeMMO, and there's not really legendary Pokemon in that game, so you can't really shine it. I do like, so Entei's sprite here looks like trash, but Entei actually has a pretty cool shiny, because he has like a black mask, and you can't really see that here on the sprite at all, but I'm actually gonna go ahead and put him in like C tier for that. You can't really see it on there at all, but he actually is like a pretty decently cool shiny in my personal opinion. Raikou is also probably C tier. Suicune is probably Dan's game to less Pog. I'll give it at least less Pog, so I get a little less hate in the comments. I really don't like Suicune. It's annoying competitively. I fucking hate it. I hate Suicune. Larvitar. So this is a weird one. Larvitar is like not a good shiny. It's really not. However, it evolves into some good shinies. It's like decent though. Should it be C tier? It's probably not. This is like D tier. It's not D tier. It's C tier. Pupitar is secretly the best shiny in the entire Tyranitar line. People forget about shiny Pupitar. I think it is actually the best shiny in the line though. Man, is it S tier? It's either S or A tier. It's either Pog I am Pogging or Poggers, and I don't know which one. It's really, really close actually. I feel like it is actually Poggers tier, but because of its forgottenness, because of its like lack of respect, and because of its underratedness, and because of, I really want to put it in an S, man. It's a super, super good shiny. It's super, super, super good. I think I have to be realistic. I'm gonna put it in A tier, but I could see that being S tier. It's a really, 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 really good shiny. Tyranitar, kind of in the same tier as Larvitar. Maybe a little higher, maybe B tier. Probably put it in. Yeah, I think with Tyrogue and Hitmontop makes a lot of sense. We'll put it in B tier. Lugia. Once again, I don't know shit about shiny legendaries, but dude, Lugia looks pretty fucking cool. I don't really like Lugia as a Pokemon, like much at all. But this Pokemon looks bomb. I'll give it B tier for that. I mean, it's a really great looking shiny. You could argue A tier for sure. Ho-Oh is pretty interesting, pretty cool. Not as good as Lugia for sure. Probably closer to C tier. Yeah, we'll put it there for sure. Okay. Celebi, this is the last one. Celebi is a really, really, really beautiful shiny. I want to put it in A tier. I want to put it in Poggers or like B tier. A to B tier. It looks so good next to all these pink Pokemon though, I will say. I feel like it has to be B tier. I feel like it has to be B tier because I feel like Lugia is probably my favorite shiny out of the legendaries that we just looked at. So yeah, I'll go ahead and put it in B tier respectively. That is everything. That is our Gen 2 added to the shiny tier list. We had 3 Pokemon added to the legendary S tier, Pog I am Pogging tier, aka shiny Hoppip, shiny Shuckle, and shiny Miltank. Added down here, we saw, what is it, from Ampharos down. So we saw Ampharos, Blossom, Mario, Politoed, Skiploom, Jumpluff, Apom, Sunkern, Yanma, Quagsire, Espeon, Wobbuffet, Heracross, Magcargo, Delibird, and Pupitar, all added to the Poggers tier. We saw a bunch of Pokemon added to the Pog tier, starting from Cyndaquil to Typhlosion, all the way down to Celebi. I'm not going to name every single Pokemon. And then from Pogish tier, we didn't have that many Pokemon added. From like Bayleaf here down to Ho-Oh is what we have, obviously. And then in Less Pog had some of the lesser things as well. Meganium started it. So from Meganium down to Suicune. And then from Dan's game, how many Pokemon from Dan's game? We had from Noctowl down to Elekid. So the lower ranks are really only getting, you're not getting that many Pokemon, you know, like the most Pokemon I'm adding are adding to higher tiers because you know what? I love shiny Pokemon, you know, kind of shocker, but I love shiny hunting. I love shiny Pokemon. So most Pokemon I'm actually going to end up enjoying. A lot of you may disagree with some of my takes, and that's okay. Feel free to make your own tier list. It will be linked down in the description down below. And if you enjoyed your time here today, if you enjoyed watching this video, if it was entertaining, mildly entertaining background content while you played PokeMMO yourself, while you're shiny hunting, while you're doing some other thing, make sure to like this video. It helps me out a ton. Subscribe to the channel for daily PokeMMO content. I do post videos every single day, and I stream at 12 p.m. ET, Monday through Thursday, at 12 p.m. ET, like I said. Discord link is down below if you're interested in that. If my stream ever disconnects or goes down or anything, I'll usually update in my Discord, or if my streaming schedule or video schedule ever changes, it's always in my Discord. And then if you want to go above and beyond and support the channel financially via YouTube memberships, Twitch Primes, Twitch subs, PayPal, and Venmo, all of that stuff is super crucial and keeps the channel alive. And your name will also get mentioned after big videos and projects like this. So thank you all for watching. Have a great day. I'll see you later. Keep shiny hunting. Have fun. Hey, thanks so much for watching the entire video. I really appreciate that. And if your name is on this list, I appreciate you even more. Thank you to everyone who goes above and beyond and supports my channel and allows me to make content full time. I couldn't do it without you guys. Thank you so much. Have a great day.